Hello and welcome to episode 64 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I'm Jeff Mayo.
And joined with us yet again is...
I'm Jacob Hamill.
This is Jacob Hamill, back again.
From the dead.
Back from the dead.
Oh yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time being dead. Yeah. I wouldn't...
Very touristy, I wouldn't recommend it. But, good weather.
It's a good vacation spot, hell. It's nice to just chill out every now and then.
Wait a minute, who said he went to hell, Darby? It's pretty presumptuous of you.
It's pretty warm all year round. If you're going to go to an underworld, that'd be the place to go.
I'm going to vacation somewhere. If I want to go party somewhere for a weekend and then leave, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, what have you been up to since you were on here for the Yakuza thing, but we mostly just talked about Yakuza. So now you can kind of just talk generally. What have you been up to?
Not much. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but with Resident Evil 2 Remake coming out, I've been playing through the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
And so I just finished Resident Evil 0. It's a prequel to the first game. And it's okay. It has some big problems, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. This one's in the style of like the original.
Yeah, so it came out after the first remake, which came out on the GameCube, and so it uses the same engine and the same graphics, but it's a little different from the original game, or from the remake of the original game.
Okay, just question real quick, I guess, without spoilers. I think I had 0 because either the Humble Bundle I got at some point with Capcom games in it, or
that's
from
where I got
PlayStation
it.
Plus.
Yeah.
Do you think 0, for me, who also wants to kind of prepare for 2, is it a necessity, like, story-wise?
Absolutely not, because the story in this game is completely pointless.
Cool. So I'll just play Remake.
Yeah.
The story in 0 specifically is pointless?
Yes.
Okay.
It amounts to absolutely nothing.
Then I will play Remake.
If you don't know, so the two main characters, it's like I guess I would call it like a single-player co-op game.
Okay.
So you have two characters you control, and they have to work together to get through the game. And so the character is Rebecca Chambers, who is a side character in the first game, and then Billy Cohen, who shows up in, I think, like a document file in like one of the games, but this is his first time being a character, like for real.
Document file is how you know he's important.
Yeah. And like I like the characters, like they work well together, but again, the story's pointless. The environment doesn't really stand out from any of the other games. And the enemies are pretty uninspired.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, usually every game has like their own interesting like new monster, but for this game, I guess because it's the prequel, so they're like, oh, these are all the rejected kind of experimental monsters. They're just like, here's a gross looking monkey.
When was this game released?
Let's say like probably like 2004, 3.
That sounds right. It was after Remake.
Yeah.
So are you gonna make your way through all of them?
Maybe not all of them. Like the plan was the classic ones.
Right.
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 0, and then maybe like Code Veronica. And then I might play 4 because that's just a good game.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Easy Alice says one of the greats.
A lot of people say
Favorite
4
remake.
is like, one of their favorite games of all time.
And then besides that, I played a little indie horror game called Detention,
Okay.
which I really enjoyed. It is made by a Taiwanese studio, and it is set in Taiwan in the 1960s, I'd say, which I didn't know, but it's during when Taiwan was under martial law.
Okay, yeah, you told me about this, yeah.
And so it's kind of like a side-scroller horror game. It's pretty good. It's on PS4, Switch, and PC. And and a really good story, too.
Okay.
I quite enjoyed it. The art style is kind of collage in a way. Yeah, I'd liken it to maybe like The Cat Lady, if you've ever heard of that game and seen.
I've heard of it.
Screenshots of
seen
it.
a little bit of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, but pretty spooky. Good game to play when you're alone at night.
Sounds like a game I'd be too much of a baby for, but maybe if we play with a group, like me and Jeff and our we usually tend to play horror games like together in a group where we can laugh at the people like me and Olivia who will scream at it.
Wait, darn, I just had a thought. Maybe not necessarily for detention, but getting back to Resident Evil for a second. What if, we want to try to do more streaming games together? As a single player, why don't we try some Resident Evil games?
That'd be
Since
fun.
you can't get through them because of the horror for them.
See, that could be good or bad because like Resident Evil games, it's a lot of, I found this item, now what do I do? And like it's very puzzle in a way.
Yeah, where maybe with a stream with 2 people, it'd be like, could get boring or
yeah, because at least like the older games, they don't give you any like objectives. It's just kind of find your way through this mansion.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't want to do setting because I want to play that in VR when I just play for the whole thing. I feel like this would be the best way for me to play.
Stream it in VR.
That sounds like it'll be hard. Maybe you should be there for that then. Make sure things run well.
I'll make sure.
I can't look at the audio and all that kind of stuff.
That was a great stream. It's been down for 3 hours.
Yep.
Actually, you shouldn't be in VR for 3 hours. That's not healthy.
Well, that'd be the good thing about that. I want to be streaming too long.
That is very true. Do you have any other games that you've played?
That's about it.
That's
not too much.
Yeah. The detention, I'd like to see that. You've told me about that several times. The setting and time frame sounds really interesting.
It's a short game too.
I feel bad since you said that because I've seen detention on the Switch thing a lot. I thought it was like a cheap little thing, like just one of those shovelware things.
No, it's really good.
It's at least part of it looked that way.
Yeah, I understand like that feeling, but it's like really good story. I really enjoyed it. And usually,
I'll look into it then.
Yeah, and usually with like psychological horror games, they can kind of, you can kind of predict the story, or it's like, this is probably what happened to this person, and so like. This is how the hell that they're experiencing happened, but this one I didn't really expect it until like the very end, and I kind of put all the pieces together.
Okay, that's cool.
So.
Probably play on the Switch, dark, get under the covers.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Jeff, have you played anything of note?
I have.
Okay.
Talked about it some last week, getting started, but I finished it.
Okay.
Very quickly. Danganronpa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Jeff did
I thought you were just setting me up. Like.
No, I've been moving all day. I'm pretty out of it right now. But you finished this game pretty quickly.
I did.
Yeah, that's really quite fast.
Yeah.
How long is the first thing?
How long to beat? I didn't feel like it was this long. 24 hours or something.
Holy crap.
24 to
Well, it did like
hours.
almost every night. Like I played a little bit of something on my place. I played a little bit of Overwatch like a lot this week. And every single time I got on, you were playing Danganronpa. So I could see it.
It was a thing of where when I wasn't playing, it's like, I want to play it.
That's good.
That's good, yeah.
Then I was home alone because my mom was out of town this week and everything's like, I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a good game.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard people get like really into it and the story gets really crazy and and like is this game like unpredictable? Because I would hope that it would be like you don't know where everything's going. And,
I
guess for people who don't know, what's the basic premise of
Okay, the basic premise is there's a high school in Japan, which it's supposed to be like the best high school in the country or whatever, and every student is handpicked by the school, and it's funded by the government and stuff, and they're the best at what they are, and they're called ultimates, like ultimate swimmer, ultimate writer, and stuff like that. The main character you play as is called the ultimate lucky student,
right?
Because he got in from a lottery. You're lucky that you were chosen by random to get into the school.
He has no outstanding skills. Yeah. He's just super lucky.
Though I will say this, it's kind of beats you over the head from the game. It's like, I'm ordinary in every way, and it kind of goes on with that a little bit. That stops pretty quickly, honestly. They bring it up, but they don't beat you over your head like the whole game.
Super weird system to get people into a school. Just with a lottery.
This game's kind of anime as hell, but yeah. Then once you get in, he starts getting dizzy, faints, wakes up, and there are 14 other students there, and they're locked in the school. They go to the main gate, and it's like a safe or whatever, like a safe door that's shut, and then machine gun turrets up there. It's like, what's going on? Then I can't remember what happened, but they go to the gym for some reason. Then it's like Monokuma, who people would know is the little bear guy. A lot of people probably seen if they know what it is.
He's pretty iconic looking. Yeah.
Comes up, it's like, hey, I'm the headmaster, and you're here to kill each other.
Sadistic bear.
Yeah. And everyone, obviously the students like freaking out, like, what is going on here? Blah blah blah. We're not going to kill each other. All that kind of nonsense. And not to really do spoilers. If I sound like doing something spoiler, let me know. Just since I talked to Jake a little before this, he sounded like he's interested in giving it a go again. He started the little.
I think all this is kind of like basic premise of it. Yeah.
Don't want to go any further than that, but then at some point,
eventually someone kills.
No one will kill. Like, and then throughout the game, Monokuma tries to give people random motives to for a reason for someone to kill. Because honestly, I kind of think like, what reason are these people to kill each other? The motives keep.
Is it one?
I thought.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I thought like the only way they could get out.
Yeah, it was kind of that. But at the same time, there a lot of the students like, we can't kill someone.
Right.
And of course, throughout the whole game, so at least where they're trying to find a way to get out. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so throughout the whole thing, like more and more people are dying.
Yeah, when someone gets killed, an announcement comes on and everything's like, okay, someone died. Soon we're gonna have a class trial, but you got to find out who the Blackened is, and you got to figure out who it is. And if you don't, you all die. Everyone else but the Blackened dies, and the Blackened's set free.
Do you just die immediately, and you have to start over right then, or something? Or is it like
I didn't fail often.
Okay.
I think I failed once because I was confused a little about the mechanic that was going on. So, and it started me like right before that, I think.
Okay.
No, the trial lasts. All the trials I played lasted like over an hour. So if we had to start over, I'd be like, screw this. Maybe not start that, but it'd be really annoying.
Right.
And so you go through once the announcement for the class trial goes on, you're supposed to find clues around, and not the hardest thing ever to find clues. It's kind of a thing you have to find all the clues before you go to the class trial. This thing, I don't mean it's a bad thing. The game is very linear. I mentioned to you last week, I was one because I was at the very beginning, so it sounded like maybe there's choices would does the whole who lives who die thing. Yeah. That was not the case. It is very linear. I think honestly that might be to its benefit because if there's a lot of dialogue and these characters are obviously have their personalities, and if you have to write for every little thing, like this person died here and all that kind of stuff, the writing would be very boring with each character. They pretty much all have to be exactly the same.
Right. It also does seem like this game, because of that, though, could be a very big target for spoilers. I feel like if someone tells you who the killer is, you're kind of screwed. Like,
if you want to play Danganronpa, don't search Danganronpa at all. Don't look at anything.
Because I feel like in just a few words, people can spoil things for you.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
But mechanics wise and like story wise.
Yeah, and you go through the class trial, and once you find all the clues, it's some of the stuff you do in the class trial is weird. Sometimes it's like you get. For each clue, it becomes like a bullet, and when people are giving their statements or whatever, you're supposed to shoot the bullet at some choice words like, no, that's a lie, and this is the reason why.
There you go.
And it does a weird thing where it's like a rhythm game thing at some points in there. I don't care for that. It just, I don't see any point for it being there, and once it introduced the mechanic, it got really easy, so I'm like, that's whatever, but it's only there like twice at most during each trial. That lasts an hour, so not the biggest deal. But what I really like about this game when you're trying to find clues and going through the trials is everything is me, myself, even though, if you play it, you should be able to get through it fine, is me, myself, figuring out, okay, who's the killer and why and what exactly is going on here. Right. There's definitely some twists in there, like I feel like I was pretty good at getting it all right, and it's not like the hardest thing to do for the most part, but there were some twists in there that were really fun. And I told Jacob this right before, but after I got done with the game, I looked on Resetera about in a generic Danganronpa thread that said, "Hey, no spoilers or whatever, just general Danganronpa stuff." Right. Talking about people's which one's their favorite. Everyone said 2 and 3. Which got me excited. Yeah. It's like, I like this game this much, and the other 2 are supposed to be better, and those 2 were kind of evenly split, and, they were comparing to one's like, okay, I like this stuff for that reason, but is this stuff better? Let's go. And that seemed to be the universal thing, that 2 and 3 are generally better.
Yeah.
You mentioned you had to find all the evidence before you can go to trial, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you never have like the LA Noire situation where someone's lying and you have to prove with evidence that they're lying, but you didn't find the clue or the evidence.
No, it's again, it's very linear, so this is why it's like this way is when you're trying to leave a place and you don't have all the evidence, the character will kind of stay in his mind, maybe I should look around some more, that type of thing.
Something more.
Yeah. I hated that in LA Noire. That annoyed me when it was like I figured it out, but it's like, okay, I gotta go wander around and do it the right way, do it the way the game wants me to. But,
right.
And it's easy enough to find them all, just because it's if you don't know, a visual novel.
Yeah.
So it's you know what you can point and click. You have the button, it highlights what you can point and click, so you know what everything.
Not meant to be hard to find them. It's just
more. The fun is you yourself the story and you figure out yourself and going through the trial and stuff.
That sounds good.
And that way, I think it does it really well. There's some little things here and there, but again, apparently sequels improve on that greatly, like with the trials and stuff. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I haven't. I mean, I've mostly just played a bunch more of Octopath Traveler, and I do think I can I talked. If you heard me before in like the previous podcast, I definitely really like this game. It's like completely right up my alley with being a kind of more old school turn based JRPG, and just the art style and soundtrack is beautiful. But I've gushed about it a lot. I do think I can kind of definitively say a few of the flaws about it because I'm in the chapter 3s now. I'm like pretty far into the game, and I don't think it's going to drastically...
Over halfway.
Yeah, I'm over halfway.
Yeah.
A lot of things I don't think it's going to drastically change. So I do think there are problems with... The game definitely kind of has some pacing issues, I would say, in the form of like all the different chapters. Like I really like them, and it's kind of... I like how it's the JRPG type thing, but kind of in bite-sized chunks, where you can play this one chapter for an hour and put it down. You know that I did something, and it had a beginning and end, and I can walk away and everything. But at the same time, a lot of them do follow like the exact same formula, and that can get old after a while. After you've done enough of these chapters, it's just always going to be meeting someone, they have a problem, you go do a few things, go to a dungeon, and you're done. And that does start to wear on you a little bit with that. And the biggest thing is going from chapter to chapter. Like, I think this game is best when I can, like, sign on for an hour. Like, I'm kind of past my time of playing 6-hour chunks of this game at one time. Yeah. I'm kind of more, like, I'm playing it in a like, one night, like, 1 hour before I go to bed. And the worst thing about this game is, okay, I have an hour. I'm going to go play a chapter just to get on there and be like, oh, I'm 10 levels too low. Time to go grind. And it's like, okay, cool. Instead of playing a chapter, I'm going to go grind for an hour. And it's like, okay, now I got to go to bed.
Gotta go find those cats.
And I kind of feel like that goes against what this game is trying to do, because it presents itself as this like kind of bite-sized, hour, you can do that. But the differences between like the chapter 2 levels and the chapter 3 levels are like too far, and I don't think the side stuff is good enough to like justify that, so I end up having to like walk around and grind a lot. So that could have been an easy fix that I just feel like is a little annoying.
Yeah, that's another thing that I like about JRPGs is I like it when you can get to the final boss, and if you fought just about everything on the way, you can fight it, you made the right progression instead of having to do an extra 5 hours doing random spawns. And
it's a hard thing to like piece together, but I feel like in this game they could have done, like, I think they just needed to focus more on the chapters and making them better, but making them like where I could go straight one into the other, because like now I have like half my team is kind of like way under leveled, and the fact I'm like it's just it makes the pain where it's like I love playing this game in this piecemeal way, but that kind of like breaks that a little bit. It's not anything too bad, and I still am loving the game. I'm gonna get through it. It's just gonna make it take longer. It's gonna make it take a lot longer. But again, this is another game where I feel like Octopath 2 or whatever is going to be great, because like they have very clear things that they can improve in this game. So I still think if this is a game that you think would speak to you, it's awesome. It just has some flaws. It definitely has some pacing issues.
And it seems like the pretty typical like JRPG flaws.
It does.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, it's just like, I think it strikes me a lot in this game because, again, most JRPGs, like the grinding makes sense in them because everything in it takes long. Everything in a JRPG is normally like, even Persona 5, where it's like, I'm going to sit down play for an hour and a half, and most of it's going to be dialogue and hearing this and going through the story or doing like mundane things, and that works because that's what the game was doing. But Octopath seems like it's presenting itself as this like kind of piecemeal thing, and then that just kind of seems like counterintuitive to what it's trying to do. But great game though. I'm really loving it. The combat system is really good. And that's about it, besides a bunch of Overwatch. Definitely got the Overwatch itch again that I haven't had in a while.
All the Overmans.
All the Overmans. Very excited. Well, Jeff, I think we're ready for the news. News jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jangle.
We got a bunch of Gamescom stuff.
Yeah, so the way we're going to do this is we're not really going to have a main topic. If we have some extra time, we got some stuff maybe we can talk about. But yeah, a lot of news from Gamescom. The way I'm going to do this is go some general headlines and stuff. Some Gamescom, some just kind of out of it. Some out of it, and then we're going to have a Gamescom rapid fire thing. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, boy.
Okay, first story comes from Tom Warren from The Verge. Microsoft is planning to unveil an Xbox All Access service that will bundle the company's Xbox One consoles with Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass for a monthly fee. Codenamed Project Largo, Microsoft has been working towards the subscription service in recent months. Sources familiar with Microsoft plans tell The Verge that both the Xbox One S and Xbox One X will be offered as a subscription, and that Microsoft is planning to offer its Xbox One X bundle with Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass for $34.99 per month over 24 months. The subscription will be available from Microsoft's retail stores, and the company is also working with PC makers to try and offer this bundle elsewhere. Windows Central reported on Xbox All Access today after IT's details of the service 3 weeks ago. Microsoft will limit its Xbox All Access service to U.S. consumers initially, but if successful, then it could appear in other markets in the future. Microsoft also offered a subsidized Xbox 360 bundle with Xbox Live Gold more than 6 years ago. And yeah, that's the main stuff.
Okay. This is another interesting Xbox move that probably couldn't predict. It's a weird thing. Has there ever been something before where you could kind of subscription service a console? Because I feel like that's a pretty new type of thing.
Didn't something like that happen with the 360?
Yeah, I heard they tried this before. Or
Have they?
Trying before, but
okay.
Or at least some kind of version of this.
I mean, I'd say, it's another option. It's another option, and it could be a better financial option, potentially, even though I think what I've heard is, by the end of this service, you could own it, basically, after you've done this long enough or whatever, it ends up being, about the same amount that you would pay for it anyway. It's just almost like you're, what is it? But you're financing a console almost.
Yeah. I think it was $830 for a full 24 months.
Okay.
$840.
$840, yeah.
Yeah.
But quick aside though, why Project Largo? Why? Project Slow?
I don't know who comes up with these names. I mean, GameCube was Dolphin, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you're gonna use a music term, why Largo?
I don't know. I don't know who comes up with these.
More sense. Or, I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about this? So do you think this is Microsoft? I feel like Microsoft's throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah.
Trying to see what works exactly.
And good for them. It seems like they're obviously doing stuff to go towards making more games that people want to play and make their first party library seem better, but they also seem to be really trying with these service stuff, and this is pretty much them hey, we got service for our services.
Basically, yeah. This is a service to get their service. And it's a lot of these things, I could see some of these Xbox, services dying very quickly because there's, seeing which ones take off and which doesn't. But this could be something to compete with instead of, when everyone's buying PlayStations or whatever, it's just have some extra money, do the subscription thing for an Xbox for a while or something. I don't know how it works, when you get off the subscription, what do you do with your console?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of the price thing because, it mentions the whole $35 per month over 24 months, so I guess that might be the thing, hey, after that, you might get to keep it because you kind of pay for it at that point. Right?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, if there are any really savings to do that if you...
It doesn't seem like
or it's kind of like a weird finance plan.
Yeah.
That's mostly what it seems like.
I think this is a good idea because games are still very much a luxury hobby.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously there's a lot of people who can't just afford a console outright who can do the subscription service, and it's a little easier to, get a console and get a game
and
have fun.
It's a good deal because at $35 a month, you get the console, you get online,
Yeah.
You get the Game Pass, which comes with all Microsoft's new games.
Right. You're getting a lot of games. Even if you just get this and nothing else, you're getting a lot of games.
Yeah.
Look at it this way. Let's say this carries over, same price and everything for Xbox Scarlet.
Right.
New Halo's coming out for it. $35 up front, you get the console and you get to play the Halo game.
Exactly.
Because if I'm like a parent who like works a minimum wage job and like my kid wants a console, I'm like, well, it's very hard for me to save up all the money up front to buy like a PlayStation 4 or a Switch. Right. And I could do the subscription service.
Yeah, and even if you're not saving any money, I mean, there's a reason. I mean, like, not that they're any bit the same and any bit the same price, but there's a reason why we do this with cars and stuff, and there's a reason why they're always saying like this much a month or whatever, because it sounds better and it is easier. Like you said, like I can't afford to just drop all this right now because I'm, especially like if you're somewhat living paycheck to paycheck, that's just not a thing that you can do for a lot of families. But even if you're not getting any savings, just the financing of it could help you, get people in the door. And it's just like, I mean, this is another thing where it's options. I mean, if this goes well, then it's great.
And something that'll be interesting that might happen, depending, like you mentioned, the whole what do you do after service is done with the Xbox. What people could do, because people are like, they have a PlayStation and they don't do the whole PC gaming thing. It's like, hey, I could just pay $30 for a month to rent the console and whatever Xbox exclusive I want when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because you get that in the service because of Game Pass.
Right.
So they would get money from that as well. People just renting it for a couple months from them.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned Microsoft stores.
I wonder if like, because it is like that much per month over 24 months, can you like opt out of this, or are you like in? I mean, like I'm not exactly sure how all it works.
This isn't confirmed or anything.
No, this is not.
There might be like different payment plans or something.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting idea. I'm still like, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Like, I could see this falling flat on its face.
I could too. But I think this is the type of thing that like Microsoft needs to, in every way possible, try to find where they can separate themselves from Sony. And this could be another one where it's like we said, the family who can't afford to outright buy a console would be like, well, PlayStation makes you outright buy this. If you want an Xbox, you could just pay this monthly fee.
And you get all the online stuff, and
that's the type of things that like it's not necessarily going to work, but I think that's the only way Microsoft can compete, is all these services. And now that they've accumulated all these services, you put it in one neat package that at least looks more affordable, and for the short term is more affordable, and you might get more people in the door that way.
Or this is another possibility with this, where kids and stuff, Fortnite's the big craze, but especially since PlayStation does not do crossplay, so a kid's friends might all be on that. So instead of buying a whole new console, and be like, okay, we'll rent this for you.
Right. Yeah. It makes a lot more sense. And I mean, even honestly, especially for like modern kids now wanting to play, I mean, I wouldn't advise buying entire consoles and stuff for Fortnite, but I'm sure people are. And honestly, the Switch is less expensive than Xbox. And if you were gonna have two, or friends had a Switch or whatever, you could get this and play with the people on the Switch. You can play with people on your phone. You can do everything. Yeah. It's very like, because I feel like Microsoft's not done with this either. They just keep announcing all these services, and I feel like whenever the next box comes out, the Scarlet or whatever, there's gonna be a lot more of this. I'm like very, very like interested in Microsoft right now. I'm not sure that any of this is going to work, because they still kind of don't have the games. They're building there. With all the studios. We talked about last week, the Initiative, the new studio, like it has Crystal Dynamics people, Red Dead people, God of War people. Like they're beefing up, and they have Ninja Theory. So
exciting future for Microsoft.
Yeah. Could be pretty cool.
Moving on. This comes from Lucy O'Brien from IGN. Supermassive Games announced a new horror series, The Dark Pictures Anthology, at Gamescom's opening ceremony. Supermassive CEO Pete Samuels announced that the intense standalone horror games are being published by Bandai Namco. Like Supermassive's horror hit Until Dawn, your decisions, your reactions to horror thrown at you will determine who will live and who won't survive, or who will and who won't survive. Each game in the anthology will feature a new cast of characters, kicking off with The Man of Medan, due for a release sometime in 2019. The Man of Medan features a group of divers investigating a World War II shipwreck, who then appear to discover horrors buried in a plane wreck at the bottom of the ocean. The player will take control of 5 divers in the course of the story. And, so check out the trailer. Like Until Dawn, which was PS4 exclusive, the Dark Pictures Anthology being developed for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Did you play Until Dawn?
I did.
Okay. Yeah. So we all three played Until Dawn. It's exciting to see Supermassive kind of finally do what like go back to the Until Dawn thing.
What people wanted them to do.
The thing that like it seemed obvious, like okay, Until Dawn was this massive success that no one saw coming. Obviously, you're going to do more of this, and it's like, nope, we're going to go do a bunch of VR stuff. It was strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was strange.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm happy it's an anthology. I'm glad it's not continuing anything from Until Dawn. Cause
and this pretty much what I think most people wanted to do, just do stuff in the same universe, but different kind of.
Is this in the same universe?
It's not, because Sony owns the Until Dawn thing.
Yeah,
but
I'm
just generally speaking, because now they officially got their own universe.
Yeah, I want to see them like take the idea of Until Dawn, but tell different stories.
I mean, based on what we saw, this could have been called Until Dawn 2, and I wouldn't have.
I honestly kind of hate it for Supermassive Games that they weren't able to keep that name because that name had such recognition.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. They probably wanted to break out of the only making games for Sony. They probably wanted to go multi-platform.
I'm happy for them and just people in general, that more people be able to play their games.
I'm hoping that they're able to continue banging that drum and enough people recognize that, oh wait, this is the Until Dawn people, because, it obviously having that name would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
But
now the trailer, I'm a little lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
Graphically, the faces, that obviously Until Dawn games, they use a lot of mocap, and the faces look a little uncanny valley. And that last stinger in the trailer is pretty dumb, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah, it's one of these, like, I kind of, is it weird for me to continue having faith in Supermassive, even though when I think about it, the last few things they've done have been kind of subpar when it comes to story? Is that wrong of me to
I don't think so. Just Hidden Agenda was a very budget title.
Yeah,
and I don't think people hate it. We need to get done with it. So
yeah.
And the other things were just random VR things. You had the Impatient, but I don't know. I hope that just felt weird to begin with.
Yeah. This is not something that I would blindly purchase or anything, and I would hope that, especially since this is in 2019, the facial stuff would get better. It did look even the actual graphics and the this underwater, they went underwater, it's all this, a lot of that looked good. It was just when they zoomed in on the faces, especially the mouths.
Yeah, it just did very wide expression, I'm talking with my mouth.
Very unnatural. And even Until Dawn had that, but this, for some reason, looked noticeably worse to me.
Yeah.
It is just I don't know, maybe, bring that camera back a little bit for this initial trailer. But that stuff aside, I like the idea of, like you said, a bunch of different, probably smaller experiences, but more of them in this anthology.
Roughly 5 hours.
Yeah, and I don't know if they've said this, but I imagine it was this one, they're going underwater. It's let's explore some sort of nautical monster thing or whatever, and then maybe the next one will be in a completely different setting. So it's they can kind of do their touch on different sorts of monsters.
I think I saw that. Yeah, that's their plan.
Because Until Dawn was kind of the slasher thing mixed with a bunch of other things. They can kind of do their touch on different horror tropes.
Again, I'm glad it's an anthology, because the problem, if this was a continuation from Until Dawn, it's a horror choose your own adventure game pretty much, and so all your characters can die at the end. How are you going to continue that by saying, these characters lived, these ones died? Kind of the Walking Dead problem, I assume.
Yeah, I wonder if all these characters will be the same, through them,
Oh, no. It said specifically different characters for each one.
For each
one. Let's see. Yeah. Each game in the anthology will feature a new cast of characters.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So, what happens... There might be some references throughout there, who knows, but overall, different cast of characters, so you don't have to worry about that problem.
I did appreciate, at the end of the trailer, they were don't play this alone, which I felt it was kind of a double meaning. It was it's scary, and it was also we know all of you played Until Dawn
together. We know how you play this game.
And they're you should probably do that, because it's an awesome experience. If you haven't played Until Dawn, anyway, listening to this, if you have a group of friends that plays games together, or even if you have a group of friends that never play games, play Until Dawn with a group, because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And I feel that's a game that you don't have to be into games to enjoy Until Dawn.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't know, there's different. You have like a cast of characters, and each chapter is a different character, so you can assign your friend. Okay, you're going to be this character, and you're going to be that character,
right?
And then you play it like that.
We got less characters to assign this time. Only 5.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
so you don't have too many friends. You're in luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to double up.
We did, and then Olivia got too scared, so I had to take her character.
It's okay. One of yours died.
Yeah. I didn't do great, but
I did fine. I didn't get anyone killed.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Someone else got my character.
Oh, okay.
And Jeff had like all the action scenes and everything. Every like actually like when
was
he actually had to do
Chris.
stuff, he did everything. It was like,
So that was fun.
Yep.
Good times. Okay, next thing. Nintendo had a Nindy presentation, or I guess what's it called? Nindy
Out of
Showcase.
nowhere, like
And
no.
it was just Europe for Gamescom. So I guess so people know. I guess I'll get to this. The Nintendo America announced they're having a Nindy Showcase on August 28th at noon.
Yeah.
I guess important to note, so just in case you're worried there'll be overlap, all the games in the Nindies thing from this past week were all European studios.
Okay.
Because Gamescom. Right. So you imagine these are going to be a bunch of Americans and Japanese studios. Might be a little overlap, but I imagine not too much, if any.
Yeah.
So
it was still just super weird. Like, I know Nintendo doesn't like to promote these things too far in advance. It's usually like they tweet something out 2 days before or the day before or something.
Yeah.
But this had like, as far as I know, none of that.
So
Nope,
it just like, popped up. I woke up in the morning like, oh.
I feel like indies kind of need some, like, a Smash thing. You could drop that with no lead up, and people are gonna click on it. And indies, I don't know. Like I don't know.
It's weird they announced this, the American one 5 days beforehand.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say this because it's something people brought up with the Nindy Showcase about why is it an Nindy Showcase and not a regular Nintendo Direct? You know, like this is taking the place of a regular Direct. People don't know. Last year, pretty much the same. This time last year, they showed an indie thing at Gamescom. Then they had a Nindy Showcase right after it, like pretty much this week.
So same.
And then mid-September, they had a regular Direct.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're going to have that, but
I don't get that mentality. It's like this is taking the place of that. I don't think that's at all the same thing.
I'm not saying a lot of people did. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Also, just kind of a hope thing, even for you, it's like, hey, a new Direct. We have precedence that a new Direct could be coming in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Cool.
It's time.
Cool.
But from this Nindy Showcase, I got 5 games here. Just select you that, kind of stood out something to me. Might not be the same for most people, whatever. First game, Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom, a spiritual successor to Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom has you play as Jin in a 2D side-scrolling adventure where you can transform into a dragon, a pig, a frog, a lion, and a snake. Coming November 6th, also coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
What animal is your favorite animal from that list? I'm Team Pig myself.
Yeah, Pig would be pretty good.
Team Pig.
I'm interested in this game. It reminds me of, do you remember which one?
Shantae a little bit? Yeah, definitely had some Shantae. Like,
just the art style and the fact you turn to animals and, using their different abilities to do platforming stuff.
A Fox Kids cartoon.
It's kind of dead, yeah.
Yep.
The animation was, very... Like you said,
very classic.
It would have been like as a kid, it would look awesome.
Yeah, if I was 9 years old, I'd be all over this.
Yeah. And you remember which one Wonder Boy was from last year?
Vaguely. Yes.
It was the one that got brought back, and it was the one that can switch between old style and the new style, animation style. Right, this is the successor to that.
Okay. So can you do that in this? I don't.
No, because this is the brand new game.
Right.
Next one, The Gardens Between. Manipulate time as you try to solve puzzles as best friends Arena and Frint. And the voxel agents, The Gardens Between, which will also be arriving on PlayStation 4 and PC on September 20th. That's pretty soon. This thing was announced a little while ago, I think. It's a little puzzle thing where it looks like it's little like vignettes or something, like little cube things. You do puzzles and you walk around and do a bunch of crazy stuff. Our style is cool, and it's one of those. It could make you sad. Who knows?
Yeah.
It'll make you sad. I'd be sad.
Speaking of games, that'll make you sad.
Yeah.
This War of Mine.
That's a sad game.
Originally released on November 14, 2014, this War of Mine tasks you with surviving not as a soldier in war, but as civilians. Coming to Switch in November, already out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and mobile.
So have you actually played?
I haven't. I've seen a bit of it. It's like a
Looks cool.
2D, you're in a house, it's a war zone, you gotta manage survivors and appliances.
So it's like one of those, like, very important for gaming or whatever, is you have to be in the right mood.
Yeah. Probably.
And I just looked at general reviews, and people seem to like it.
No. I mean, I've been hearing about the Swords Mine for a long time,
Be a good Switch game. I'm going to look into it when it comes out. Next game, Baba Is You. This is more because it's just weird.
Super weird. Just go look at the trailer.
Yeah, and Poolies, Baba Is You. You just don't make the rules. You are the rules. Manipulate the game world to solve 100 different puzzles. Baba Is You is also headed to Steam in 2018.
Baba Is You?
Yep. Well, it could be cool. It just did that weird, thing just showing. So as you are the rules thing. It didn't show actual puzzles, so.
We know pretty much nothing about the actual gameplay of this game. It was just
a puzzle game.
They were just kind of like setting up, hey, this is weird. It's going to have some weird mechanic where you can change a bunch of things. I mean, it was a cute, like, intro trailer thing. Yeah. I liked it, but it's obvious. Obviously, we don't know.
Yep. And
the most important one.
Yeah, not even sarcastically.
No.
Windjammers 2.
Yeah.
Image Windjammers 2 is arriving next year and is a sequel to the 1994's Windjammers. We were only shown an animated cutscene, but players should be able to expect the same frantic flying disc game fun as the first game. The original Windjammers is coming to the Switch on October 23rd. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm going to look up one thing real quick related to this.
Was Windjammers ever actually popular, or is it just like a cult following that people love?
It's a super cult following.
Yeah.
From what I understand of the lore, like the history of Windjammers,
the lore of
is that people in France freaking love Windjammers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they kept the scene alive.
Keeping it going.
But there's like one screenshot of like Windjammers 2, and it seems to be in the style of that animated kind of cartoon.
That's what I saw.
So it looks pretty cool, and Windjammers is fun.
It was a hype trailer.
Yeah.
It was like it's so 90s and so anime.
Oh,
I love it.
I mean, we need to get that game. I'd say we may even need to get the regular Windjammers when it comes on the Switch.
Depending on price, yes. Yeah.
I don't think it's a very expensive game. I'm sorry, these little summaries I got for each game came from Adam Bankhurst, my IGN.
Thanks, Adam.
I didn't do that on purpose.
Windjammers, I'm just so down with the they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I picked it up for like $1.
Okay.
It's pretty cheap. Hopefully, apparently the online for Windjammers 1 is not the best. Like, it's not great, so hopefully it'll be better this time around.
It's improved. I just want to go back and, like, tell people, hey, there's going to be a Windjammers 2 in, like, 2018 or 2019 or whatever, and they're like, what are you talking about?
You go on French TV in the 90s, go back in time, like, hey guys, there's going to be a Windjammers 2 in 2018.
Well, there's a clip of...
they freeze themselves.
Of Ed Boon at GDC in, I think, 2015. He's like, listen up, Internet. There will never be a Windjammers 2.
Oh my god.
So he's now rolling around...
Eating his words.
In his bed or grave, wherever he is.
Is Ed Boon dead?
Devolver thinks so.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Makes sense. So, pretty solid little presentation, and we will definitely talk about the Indies presentation next week. I'm contemplating doing a live reacts for the hell of it. Why not? And if nothing happens...
I hope there's enough to warrant that.
I mean, I can stream because I'm going to watch it anyway. And
Jeff.
If nothing happens...
Hey, Jeff. That's content.
It's content.
I like it.
Yeah. And if nothing happens, we just won't put it on YouTube. It'll just be stuck on Twitch.
Nope. I'll just zoom in on your face and keep it up.
There'll be our big No More Heroes announcement, and that'll just make it worth it. Okay. Next game, which is very interesting. I'm glad Jacob's here for it.
Yes.
Sal Romano, this is from Sal Romano from Gamatsu. Publisher Arc System Works and developer White Owls have released the debut trailer for The Missing, J.J. Backfield and the Island of Memories. The next game from Deadly Premonition director Hidetaka Suehiro.
Close enough.
Yeah. I'm trying to get better at these Japanese things. I watched enough anime. The Missing, J.J. Backfield and the Island of Memories is due out digitally for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
This trailer was a trip, fellas.
Yeah.
This is where I looked at Jacob.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I don't know.
That's a debut trailer. What you expect Jacob to know everything Swery does?
Yeah, I mean, so for people who don't know, Swery did Deadly Premonition, which is a great, weird, like murder mystery type game. It's very influenced by Twin Peaks. Yeah. He's also doing White Owl, or no, that's his studio.
That's a studio.
That's his studio. The game,
The Good Life, yeah.
which is about some like New Yorker in Britain who's in a village and she's trapped there because she ran out of money or something, and she gets turned into a cat.
Yep.
And a dog, of course, and a dog or a dog. It's your choice.
Yeah.
And so this game was announced, and I was a little worried because it was a platformer. I was like, I don't know if it'd be interesting, and it's nice to know that I was wrong.
Yes.
It reminds me of Happy Wheels.
You can definitely not say that this is not interesting.
Okay. Yeah, for people who have not seen the trailer, stop, go see that trailer.
Just go watch the trailer.
It's 2 minutes.
I'm not going to be able to do it, but...
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I wonder, like, the whole, like, death over and over and over again, like, has to, like, really play into it.
I mean, at the end, it shows her what it looks like her rolling with just her head and talking.
Yeah, I'm really curious. And there's a part near the end of the trailer where someone is talking strangely.
Yeah.
And it's very Twin Peaks. It's how they talk in, like, the Red Room in Twin Peaks. And it's like, man, Swery loves that show.
I need to watch
a little too much.
I want to watch Twin Peaks just for the weirdness. I haven't actually watched it.
It's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, they have my attention. I mean, almost every time Swery does something, I'm like, I'm interested.
And it's on the Switch.
And on this way.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just glad. I'm especially glad that the video game industry is at a point where just people like Swery and even like Suda51 or whatever can like make a living and like are independent enough to where they can really just do whatever the hell they want to do with like nobody holding them back.
They have their crowd, and like that crowd will support them.
Like, I'm glad that they're not having to like, oh, we have to like go to this publisher or something and we have to make something that can, you know, for everyone. I'm glad that he can go on Kickstarter, barely scrape by or whatever, but he can do it, and you know, I'm just glad we're there.
Yep.
And then somehow Hideo Kojima is able to like punk these people into giving him millions and millions of dollars to do the same sort of artsy.
Punk half of Hollywood into like being part of his game.
Yep, punk PlayStation. I just feel like he's just punking everyone. Like he's not supposed to have that much money, and I love that he has it. Like I love that he has a AAA budget to make his weird art house.
Oh yeah.
Give him a movie, people.
That's what he wants. Yeah. That's what he wants.
Okay, next story comes from Timur Hussein from GameSpot. Ubisoft has revealed that it will not launch a new Assassin's Creed title in 2019 and instead will support this year's entry, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, with additional content designed to keep players engaged in the game. Speaking at Gamescom, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot explained that Assassin's Creed Odyssey's 2018 release was enabled because both 2017's Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey were being developed at the same time, and Odyssey will not be immediately followed by another game. Guillemot said in a quote, "On Assassins, we had a game in 2018 and we have one this year. I think it's supposed to be in 2017, but we are not going to have a full-fledged Assassins next year. It's just because the team were working separately, so we have 2 games now, one year after the other. But next year, you're not going to have a full-fledged one." End quote. Asked whether this meant that there would be a spin-off title or something smaller instead of a brand new, fully fledged entry in Assassin's Creed series, Guillemot confirmed that this would not be the case either.
I think this is smart, and I think it's good. I think it's good to see that there was worry that because I think the break was good. Assassin's Creed was getting way too often. There was way too many of them, and even the hardcore people were just like they missed several.
They got people. Origins got people excited again. It's like just the fact, okay, it's a break, and it looks like you actually took your time to. Yeah,
you had some time to ruminate on it and time to like make the game better and everything. And there was worry, at least for me.
I think that's for most people potentially
with Odyssey that they're just going right back to this, and it would have made sense because it's hard to tell investors, hey, we should make less games to make less money. You know, it's a hard thing to tell them, and I was worried that we were just going right back to that. But I think it's good that they're kind of keeping that mindset of like, let's take our time with these. And it's also it's good that Odyssey is looking. I mean, I'm not interested in Assassin's Creed anyway. It's never been my thing, but at least it looks like Odyssey is doing a lot of things unique and different. Just like what was the name again? 2017 game, whatever. Origins was all these just basic names. Just I'm glad to see that even though they were developed at the same time, they both ended up doing unique things. Like, even though Odyssey couldn't learn from Origins all that much. But yeah. So it looks exciting, and people are like really stoked for the RPG-ness of Odyssey.
It seems to be. I mean, I'm not into Assassin's Creed either, but it seems to be going more of like a Witcher kind of route, which is cool.
It's something different. It's something like refreshing. I think. I mean, as someone who doesn't play it, but just like someone who's watching, I think a lot of the mechanics haven't changed too much, and it's something to kind of breathe life into it. I do wish Will was here though, because he kind of feels the complete opposite. I think, or I remember when we talked about this before. He's someone who plays all the Assassin's Creed, and he was kind of bummed out. He thought that the RPG-ness of it or whatever was going to take away from the Assassin's Creed. So I want to have that conversation with him again.
Yeah, that's interesting because like if they stick to this route and they eventually make a game that has like a setting that like I'd be really into, then I can totally see myself picking that up.
They talked about a feudal Japan. That would be pretty cool.
See. Okay, well, I mean, they already kind of did it in, like, the side-scrolling game, but, like, Revolutionary Russia would be pretty cool, in my opinion. But it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, not flashy enough, or not, like, well-known enough.
No.
No. That would be interesting, though.
Okay, next story comes from Adam Bankhurst from IGN. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has been delayed into 2019, and the PlayStation Vita version has been canceled.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Announced by Koji Igarashi, the Kickstarter backers, and via YouTube. He explains that this delay allows the team to be able to raise the quality level, especially after all the very valuable feedback from the beta backer demo. Furthermore, IGA or IGA, I guess to pronounce it, also announced that the development on the PlayStation Vita version has stopped and will no longer launch on Sony's handheld. That's why I'm here today. This decision by the team is largely due to Sony's plans to discontinue the Vita console, ending production of physical copies and stopping certain online store support features. Backers who chose Vita as their console of choice of Bloodstained will be able to choose a different platform or request a refund.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not surprising. It was this was one of those, it was nice that they were going to keep doing the Vita version just because it doesn't really make sense for them to.
Yeah.
But it was something they promised. It was nice that they were doing it, but I don't really blame them.
Yeah, I mean, the Vita, like, they're readying the grave.
Right.
And like, they're ready to put it in there.
It's already, especially when you're a smaller team in a Kickstarter project and you're trying to, especially, people are giving you money, you're trying to use it in the most efficient and best way you can. It probably just at some point doesn't make sense to spend time porting it to this platform that is not even going to have a physical release. People are getting rid of their Vitas. It's going to be such a small thing. It would have been nice, but it's hard enough to make these games, period. So I don't blame them, but it's sad.
Yeah.
As far as this game in general, I feel like I'm getting more and more interested in it because, like, I'm getting kind of more and more of an itch to like go back and play the Castlevania games I missed. Like I kind of want to go play Symphony of the Night like actually all the way through now because the more like maybe it was because of Smash Bros, but like
I was gonna say
that's probably part of it. But even before then, I was like I kind of like want to play this, and it's like I've been kind of getting that Metroidvania itch or whatever. Obviously, that's like the OG.
Yeah,
and everyone who's played Bloodstained says. It's like shaping up to be.
And from what I've seen, generally, people who back Bloodstained or are looking forward to it aren't really bothered by this.
Yeah, it's like one of the last like big Kickstarters that like everyone is waiting for.
Yeah,
with Mighty Number 9, of course, failing miserably. There's a lot.
Ukulele kind of not as much failing, but not great either. Not exactly a failure.
There's a lot kind of resting on this game.
Yeah, I think so. But the fact that like they've given you something you can play, and it was good, and Curse on the Moon or whatever, which if I didn't have so many other games I was playing, I might have already played that by this point.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. So.
It's only like $10, but I think that's super cool to be like, here's something to play while we're waiting for this game. A smaller, like bite-sized thing, very like low barrier to entry for it, but they get some more money to make the game, and you get to play something. It's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very super, super interested in Bloodstained, just because I don't know. That's my type of game. It's kind of stupid that I haven't played the Castlevania games. I've played some of them.
And I love the art style, too, of both this and Castlevania as a series. It's
great. And that's already, like, so much better than... I never liked the art style of Mighty Number 9. And, like I was interested in it because gameplay, and it was, like, the... I forget his name, but the Mega Man guy, like, working on it and everything. But, yeah, Bloodstained already looks... like it should.
Maybe Mega Man 11 will be what Mega Man fans are looking for.
Yeah, oddly enough, yeah. Weird world.
It is weird.
In.
The actual Capcom version is going to be the good one.
New Castlevania game when? That's been rumored for a while.
I'm not convinced that Konami would get that
No.
right or that better than Bloodstain.
Yeah.
But it's probably coming at some point.
Yep. Okay, last regular news story, kind of. This comes from Alex Gilidov from IGN. The first season of Hitman will be available to play in Hitman 2 with various updates. Developer IO Interactive announced on Twitter all Season 1 missions will carry over to the upcoming sequel. Season 1 content will also take advantage of all the improvements Hitman 2 will bring, including various gameplay enhancements and new game modes. Those who own the first season will be able to get the enhanced Season 1 mission for free. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Good.
Get that in more people's hands, because I think Hitman 1, slightly because of the episodic nature, and I don't know, I just feel like everyone who played it loved it, but I don't know how much it actually really... So there's probably a lot of people out there...
It was a thing where, if I remember right, IO Interactive was pleased with the sales, but Square Enix was like,
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that would enjoy Hitman 1, like myself, that has not played it, like, completely. So I think that's cool.
Partly makes me want to wait for me, because we played the first mission of Hitman 1. It kind of wants me to wait to maybe, because I want to get Hitman 2. Get that maybe a little down the line once I'm done with the, games I'll be working on for a while.
You'll be busy.
Yeah. And I get those enhancements.
Yeah.
Enhancements.
I mean, so is this one that, like, will you get, like, Hitman 1, like, in a separate, you just get Hitman 1 with it, or is it, like, it's added into the same package or something? Like, because it made it seem like you just, like, got the missions or something, but I'm not
I think it's mainly getting the missions. Yeah.
I definitely...
Okay, I think it'd be like, you open Hitman 2. There'll be a place you go to select Hitman 1 missions.
I mean, that's a small thing, but that's super cool.
Yeah.
To have, like, all the content in one thing without having to go...
Yeah, again, if you don't have Hitman 1, you gotta pay extra for it, which, fine.
I want to see how much extra.
Yeah, exactly. We need to see the price, but...
I have to imagine that they wouldn't be going to all this trouble or whatever if you weren't getting some sort of discount or something with it. Like,
and if it's a pretty good discount, it's like, if you're interested in the Hitman games, hey, do this, play a little extra. Well, everything from the new Hitman.
And that could, like, if you're someone who never played Hitman 1 and you buy this package or whatever, you're getting a lot of content.
Oh, yeah, even that, it's like, okay, well, especially with Hitman, story doesn't matter. So if you're going to get into it, maybe just get Hitman 2, and if you just want more, there you go.
I would almost worry that you're getting too much content. If someone jumps in, it's like, okay, I'm going to play through all the Hitman and all the Hitman 2 or whatever right now. I don't know if you're going to make it through all of that before you...
I don't mean people will do that, though, just because, again, you got to pay extra for it. People probably won't do that right away.
Probably not.
Unless they do a little...
I just know my gaming habits. That would be a lofty goal I'd have, and then I'd probably end up ducking out at least for a month or two or something, because that's just a lot of Hitman to play.
Yeah, it just seems like the game that you just kind of, play it for a little bit,
I'll do this mission
a few times a week. And,
yeah. But I like that. We played a little bit of the Paris one. We should stream that. That would be a good stream.
You want to join in on that, Jacob? We kind of did a thing whenever someone fails, just hand it to the next person.
I mean, I love stealth games, but I've never played Hitman.
We should do that.
It seems really cool. It visually looks really cool. There's a bunch of different ways to tackle things. It's kind of goofy in a cool way.
At some point, I think one of us did a more direct approach when it's like something happened, the guy happened to be right there, and we were like,
kill.
Run!
I think I was like, I don't feel like doing all this. Dead. And it ends up in a
I also think one time we ended up accidentally in the bathroom with him. We were like,
perfect, yeah.
Then we like around the corner, like, okay, where is he? Oh, he's right there. Okay.
Yes, that's fun.
Okay, Gamescom wrap. Sorry, Jeff. This
is a weird thing, and we're just mainly doing news.
Yeah.
We're going to do the game in the middle of the news.
No, we should.
Break it up.
We should. We shouldn't do the game.
I'm
sorry, Jeff. I shouldn't try to run your show for you. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So what are we going to do? But the game is this is an old game we're bringing back, but since we have two people, it will just run better.
Yes.
How long to beat this game?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Main story plus extras edition.
I'm so bad at this.
So, like, the general main story and then the general side quest. Not bleeding it 100%, and I got all this stuff. How long to beat?
Okay. Good website.
Yes.
I definitely use their services often.
Okay, yeah, so number 1 through 7 on your papers.
Okay. Do you have enough writing room there?
I think so.
Okay.
So, yeah, for his work, I'm going to name each game. You don't necessarily have to write the games down on your paper or whatever. Just write the time. Write the hour and minute you think it's going to be, and the one who's closest wins. So, this is a game where even if maybe one of you played it to completion, the other one haven't, you know, it's mainly a guessing thing.
Right.
Okay, so it's main plus extras. Is
Yes.
What you said. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And we're just writing down the number we think. Just
Yeah, so and once we go through them all, we'll compare and see who wins.
so don't even get multiple. This is gonna be bad.
I'm excited.
This is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
figured
good
it'd
at
be the best way to
guessing?
do it.
Because I'm pretty bad at it.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we do call out and then multiple choice. Like, nah, this is better.
Okay. Just
more fun.
so we can embarrass ourselves.
Yeah.
How bad?
Okay, number 1, Persona 5.
Oh no. Oh no. So extras is just like the side stuff, basically, but
Yeah.
not like the trophies and everything.
Not completion. Not
Yeah.
100%.
The minute just is so stupid.
So you can
It's
price
like,
it right.
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, partly because I got Min on here, and it'll help decide who's closer.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in the guessing game, the minute is just random.
Number 2, The Last of Us.
Okay.
Okay.
And for the most part, there's no rhyme or reason why I may pick some of these games. So this next one I had a reason.
Okay.
Forgot about the extras. Bump that up a little bit.
Bump it up a little bit. Number 3, because when I was coming out with this, I remember what I had to bring Jacob. Dragon Quest 8.
Nah.
But I've never played a Dragon Quest game, so
I haven't
know...
played Dragon Quest either. I mean, I watched Jeff fight a bunch of slimes. That's about all I got.
took care of those slimes.
Took care of them slimes. Boy, let me tell you. I have nothing.
By the way, as time is recording, 9 days to Dragon Quest 11. Let's go.
Hype. Let the hype flow through you.
And 12 days? Yeah, 12 days to Spider-Man. Okay. Number 4. Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh yeah, let's go. Did you ever actually play it?
Oh yeah.
You played
Yeah,
it? Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
I couldn't remember.
part of the reason this came to mind is like, okay, I know they played both of this, so this is...
Yeah. I even got the true ending.
Okay.
I'm the best member of the literature club.
The best.
Now, this is a divide here.
Yeah, what are the extras? What does extras count as in Doki Doki Literature Club?
I mean, in some of these games, it may not really matter too much.
Yeah.
I'm just, for consistency's sake.
Yeah.
How you doing, audience? They're writing down.
We're thinking.
Yeah, you got vamp some more, Jeff.
Yep. I'm not good at this. Okay, so, yeah, this is a divide between this. Like, okay, we got the first thing, kind of serious games, and Doki's kind of a mix. Now we're at the silly stuff.
Oh boy.
No, just Sonic, what's the wildebeest game?
Yeah.
Wolverine
Nothing
Unleashed?
that's...
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, heck yeah, love that game. But you never played a story.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
go around, do a bunch of. You could probably beat it in 30 minutes. I don't know. You could probably glitch your way to the end of the game.
I'm scared to find out how long.
And I have no clue with extras. Yeah, this is a shot in the dark.
It really is.
Yeah, I try to stay away from games I knew one of you beat and the other one.
Yeah.
It's too much. I have to guess that kind of game and all that kind of stuff. Use your knowledge of other games to think how long this game take.
Understand the genre.
Yeah. Understand the kind of quality of the game. That's what we're really doing here.
I think I'm very wrong.
Okay. Number 6. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
What?
Yeah, wait, what? This is
What?
BS, yeah. Is it just getting to the center of the universe or something?
I know there is a story, but it's optional.
And is it
right?
the next story or is it the original game story?
I just went on how
This
long
is
to
some
beat.
BS.
Oh, jeez.
This is some BS.
This is where the silly stuff comes in, folks.
This is, yeah.
It's just whatever they decide to count, and I don't know how to guess how long to beat decides to count with this. So this is some real.
I am interested in No Man's Sky though, since it's better now.
Yeah. I hate you, Jeff.
I was thinking of switching this game with someone else, but I was like, nah. Plus I forgot later when I had time.
Like, this could be 2 hours. This could be 80 hours.
Could be 300 hours. The universe is a big place.
It could just have an infinite sign. Not applicable.
Yeah, there were a lot of numbers, I think, people who did this, so it's not like it's a two-person thing. And
we just don't know what counts as the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, I never played the game.
Don't complain to me. Complain to the council who made these rules.
I'm gonna complain to you because you picked the game.
Agree to disagree.
Oh,
I think you're gonna love number 7.
Is it like Sims? Like Sims 4?
No,
Okay.
worse.
Oh god. Oh no. Is it World of Warcraft?
Okay.
Well, worse than boy. Number 7, final game, Duck Dynasty, the game.
Yeah. What if I told you?
666 minutes. Hail Satan.
What if I told you I platinumed Duck Dynasty the game?
Then I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't believe you.
Oh, well, good. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me.
I would, but if you,
I haven't.
If you did it and didn't do it on camera, I would be mad at you.
I think you respect yourself too much.
If you did it and didn't do it for Nerds at Large, and it's our most viewed video ever.
Jeez.
Okay.
Need to speed run it.
There's no way they could have put that much effort into putting content into this game. There's no way.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
That'll be really wrong.
Man, I don't know. I don't know for any. I don't know.
Let's go. Okay, let's see. DJ. Okay, number 1, Persona 5. Darby put 76 hours, 2 minutes.
It's gonna be like 30 hours because I'm always over predict whatever this is.
Jacob put 95 hours on the dot. The correct answer is 112 hours, 17 minutes. So Jacob gets number 1.
Yeah, that was about. I mean, like mine was like around 100 or so hours for playthrough, but I was like, well, maybe people are a little bit faster than I am.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, Last of Us. Darby, 13 hours, 12 minutes.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Jacob, 13 hours.
Oh.
Correct answer, 17 hours, 35 minutes.
The 12 minutes.
Damn.
Saved.
Number 3, Dragon Quest 8.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest 8.
Metal
Metal Gear. Okay, Darby, 50 hours, 98 minutes.
Hmm.
Man, I don't know what these extras. I don't know.
98 minutes?
Huh?
You want to make that, put another hour on? You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait, yeah, that was supposed to be. Yeah, whatever.
Oops.
Sure. No,
51 hours,
yeah.
38 minutes.
do that.
Okay.
Add.
Jacob, 45 hours, 13 minutes. Correct answer is 83 hours, 47 minutes.
Damn.
Darby gets it.
Woo!
It's a longer game than I thought.
Oh, Dragon Quest is a long game.
Those old like
Yeah.
PS2 RPGs or whatever. Was it PS2?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Number 4, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Doki.
Darby
That song's
put
gonna be stuck in all of our head.
Doki. There we go.
Darby put 3 hours, 1 minute.
About 1 minute.
Jacob put 5 hours, 15 minutes.
Think I got this.
The correct answer is 5 hours, 26
Oh
minutes.
no!
Nice. I was so close.
Yep.
Taking you guys so long. Come on, it's a visual novel, man.
You gotta take in the
Extras.
atmosphere, man.
Gotta go back and do the stuff. Okay. Number 5, Simpsons Hit and Run.
I had no idea.
No idea.
Darby put 9 hours, 20 minutes.
Really?
That's gonna be way too much.
Jacob put 3 hours. The
Jake.
correct answer is 13 hours,
What?
15 minutes.
How is it that long?
There must just be like a ton of awful like side quests that you have to do.
You would be correct.
Yeah. Those must just add up. Go to the Quickie Mart and then go back to the house and then go back to the Quickie Mart and then go back to the house.
Yeah.
Number 6, Numian Ski. Dory put 3 hours 30 minutes.
I don't know what we're judging.
Jacob put 23 hours 17 minutes. The correct answer is 53 hours 45 minutes.
Okay.
So just to let you know, we are 3-3. We are tied going into the final game.
I mean, I still want to know, is that story like you going to the center? Or is it like just the side,
I just went with the answer they had on there.
You know.
It's inconclusive.
We don't find out.
We don't know. Yeah, play.
Let's see. Final game.
I think No Man's Sky is where like how long to beat breaks down. Like that kind of game, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for that game. It's like how long is Overwatch?
Well, let me put it this way. Even if they are wrong, I gotta imagine Jacob was closer either way.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Final game, Duck Dynasty. Darty put 5 hours on the dot. Jacob put 4 hours 42 minutes.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
The correct answer is 6 hours.
Damn.
Your boy.
Derby wins.
Victory.
Man.
Since that was a joke one, there were far less people that put that game up than any other one.
It was one dude. It was Marty Sleva.
Yep.
Well, I did it. Jacob thought he could come into my house.
Oh.
And win.
It's a hard-fought battle. But
I lose most of the games.
Darby is the bigger Duck Dynasty fan than I.
And that is what we learned here today. Yeah. Is that you don't know, but I actually play that every night when I go to sleep. That's the only way I can fall asleep.
Yep. And the fact you're just so fast at it, you thought it was an hour less than it actually is.
Yeah. I mean, man, they're not in the speedrun community of Duck Dynasty like I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a speedrun stat for Duck Dynasty? Was that one of the numbers? Has anyone speedrun? I don't think
they speedrun how long to beat.
No, I thought they had speed. I thought maybe I'm wrong.
And they got like shortest ones and things like that, but I don't think they necessarily have speedrun. Speedrunning is a whole different.
I mean, there's just like the main story, which is assuming you just beeline everything. Yeah. But
so
it's not the same.
You heard it first here. We're doing a Duck Dynasty speedrun.
Oh yeah.
You know it. Okay,
Jeff. If we do a 24-hour stream, we gotta fill it with a lot of stuff.
We got, what's the ratio of good stuff and crap in a 24-hour live stream?
60-40, and I'll let you decide which one's the 60 and which one's the 40.
Okay. Audience vote.
Audience vote. Yeah, we have enough stuff for either way.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get to the Gamescom rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Let's do it.
So the way this is going to work, I'm going to be naming headlines and stuff, and we'll see how much we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Worst case scenario, people might learn that this stuff existed.
Yes. You might learn something.
First thing, Battlefield 5 will get an open beta on September 4th for early access members and September 6th for everyone else. And there was a trailer. And not much happened in the trailer.
Looks like Battlefield.
I can never remember stuff about Battlefield. At the end, it definitely teased, I think, they might have teased it before, a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, we've known that.
Yeah.
They've announced that. Yeah.
There's a giant explosion, people coming into a circle, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. And that's pretty soon, folks.
Really interested to see how these AAA, like Battlefield and Call of Duty Battle Royales compete when Fortnite is still free to play and doing all that.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
Be interesting. I mean, I think they'll have their own audience, but, be weird.
Next thing, Fallout 76 got a new trailer. It was mostly an animated one or completely animated. I can't remember.
I think it was completely animated.
Yeah. I don't feel like there was much.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the trailer, so, but...
It just seemed to be talking about general, MMO type stuff, craft stuff. You can trade things, you set up your base.
Yeah,
but
I feel like I probably already have a feeling, but we haven't really had you on the podcast. What do you think about Fallout 76? Like, where are you at?
I mean, I'm not really interested in it. I mean, it could be good, it could be bad. Yeah. It's just when I think of Fallout, I think of a very immersive world and a single player experience, not this open world thing where you're playing with other people.
It's a big question mark because it's just something that Bethesda has never really done, something like this. It's like a very unproven concept, but it's something I could see it if I was playing it, Alex was playing it, Will was playing it, you probably won't be playing it, but maybe you're playing it, and enough stuff. I've seen you not be interested in the game, and then we all get interested in it.
Man, it sounds like this is probably gonna be Red Dead this year, if anything.
Yeah. Which I think I would suggest if you're gonna put $60 towards something you didn't expect to go for Red Dead. But I could see a world where that is cool, where it's just like a world where they're all together, but kind of like we said in our E3 reactions, and you were commenting along and said the same thing. It's like the gunplay, like the straight gunplay without VATS, has never been good in Fallout.
Yeah.
And it's not even really supposed to. But like Bethesda hasn't really proven they can do that, at least in Fallout, in that engine and everything. And in this, when it's like multiplayer like that, like it has to be all of that. Mm-hmm. And I just worry about,
Yeah, it's just this game, in addition to them kind of announcing that they're probably not going to hand off the Fallout title to another outside studio like they did with New Vegas for the foreseeable future, and then 4 not being that well received among people who really like the story,
especially
in those
the
games.
long term.
Yeah, and then we're not going to get like another Fallout game for a long time, so it's disappointing.
Yeah, I get what they're trying to do, and they seem very passionate about it and everything. I'm just cautious. I'm really interested to see how it sells and how it's received. I hope for the best. I kind of have a feeling it won't be for me either way. Even if it's good, I just kind of feel like it won't be my thing. But it just seems like Fallout just has such a dichotomy with this style of game. Like it just doesn't really seem like it fits just on a first gut reaction. But
yeah, it's a thing that I need to see in action before.
Yeah. But I think people will enjoy this game.
Yeah.
And people will enjoy getting together and doing all that. It's also hard to tell a good story in this kind of game.
Yeah.
When you has to be the same for everyone. You have to be able to play with others, and it makes sense there's other people here, and then you're trying to tell a story while we're goofing off. I mean, even Monster Hunter World that we've been playing with Alex and Olivia, and you've played a lot more of and stuff. When I'm playing that with our friends, I'm not listening to any of the things they're droning on about. Number one, it's not very good in Monster Hunter World, and that's not what they're trying. They're not trying to tell a great story, but I'm not listening to it at all. I'm goofing off with them and everything, and I feel like the same thing's going to kind of happen in Fallout 76. I'm going to miss things because I'm goofing off with my friends because it's weird to play, I don't know.
Like, also kind of sucks is, I mentioned this before, I don't know if they changed it, I don't think they have, is the beta's only for people who pre-ordered and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a game where I really want to test it. I want people who are on the fence to be able to test it, So, we'll see.
Next thing, we got 2 new Assassin's Creed Odyssey trailers, one for the female playable character, Cassandra, and the male playable character, Alexius.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like ancient Greece.
Greece.
Yeah, stuff going on.
Kind of surprised that Assassin's Creed hasn't gone there before. But
yeah.
I have trouble remembering if they said this. Is the stories going to be any different from each other or anything? Or is it just going to be pretty much the same thing?
I'm not sure how much they're going to.
I think the story is that you're fighting Medusa. You're trying to kill Medusa for some reason, so.
Go full into
the mythology.
Yeah.
Just cool.
They kind of went into some of that with Origins with them, but for the first time, it wasn't strictly historical. They kind of went into that, which again, I want to have Will on here because I think that's also a kind of a contentious thing with breaking away from the historical thing to add in these other things. So I think it'll be good for new people coming in a lot, but I could see Assassin's Creed hardcore people not really loving that.
Do you think there'll be a 300 Spartan kick at some point in the game?
They're already literally the first thing they showed of this game when it got leaked with that press thing or whatever. They were like, "We'll see you at E3 tomorrow," and it was a GIF of someone Spartan kicking something. That was literally the first thing we saw. Yeah. They did not hold back that at all.
They'll have it in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's going to be horrible. It's going to be really cheesy and on the nose. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Next thing.
But will someone say this is Sparta?
That's the question.
But will they go that far? Are they going to say this is Sparta?
Man, I hope not.
I hope not.
Okay, next thing. We got some Resident Evil 2 Remake Claire gameplay.
Yes.
Yes.
Looks great.
Yep.
Birkin looks disgusting.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the giant eyeball on his shoulder.
Yeah.
If you've never played that game. Really, really excited for this. Looks interesting. It's pretty weird to see the similar scenarios and plot points, but just in a different kind of setup and setting.
Right.
It makes any sense.
And the different gameplay style, obviously.
Yeah.
But does it still look like it's being faithful?
Oh, yeah.
Just in a different way, at least. Yeah.
And I'm really excited because they showed a little bit of Chief Irons, who's the RPD police chief, at the end of the trailer, and I'm excited how they're going to handle that character.
Right.
Because in the original game, he's very, very, 90s villain, like, twirl the mustache, taxidermy used to be my hobby. Like, just weird stuff like that. But here, he seems more like what you'd expect from a corrupt police officer.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry, spoilers for a 20-year-old game.
I hate you.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how much they like change things and how much they keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Next thing, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice gets a release date and it is March 22nd. We're building up that March time.
Yeah,
Got some more gameplay stuff.
Okay, no way. It's February 22nd. I keep getting those confused. I thought it was releasing on that day, but
that'd be bad.
The infamous day. And there was gameplay with Sekiro, and I thought they looked pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They looked awesome.
It looks really neat. Very different from typical Souls combat.
Yeah.
Really excited for it.
Kind of like distinguishing itself.
And I haven't listened to it, but I know like Easy Allies, a bunch of other people have impressions up because I guess Activision or someone brought some people into play.
Got to play it. So press is starting to actually play Sekiro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the big differences from Dark Souls or Bloodborne, well, one, you have that grappling hook, and it seems you can like tether to different points in the environment. There's a big emphasis on stealth, so you can, which doesn't really happen too much in the other games.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of new.
Yeah, you can kind of sneak up on people, but it's not like a built-in like hard mechanic. And then the big thing is that there's this bar that seems like your stability, or like a stability bar. And so when you are attacking an opponent, the goal is to fill that bar. And when you fill that bar, you can do kind of like a critical attack on them. Right. But the catch to that is that you also have the same bar. So if the enemy fills your bar, they can do a critical attack on you.
Right.
And they also showed off the reviving mechanic. So when you die, unlike in the Souls games where you respawn at a bonfire or a checkpoint, in this game you have tokens. And so if you die, you can use your token to revive yourself. But the catch is you revive at 50% health, and you have to kill another enemy to get your token back.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so there's just one token, and you can accumulate tokens.
I think you can accumulate, I think, at least 2. I think he had 2 on him.
Okay, so this might be something. It might be nothing based on other things. There was a big hubbub on Resetera that I saw that people saw on, I think, the European PSN thing for Sekiro, saying it had like microtransactions.
Oh, no, Activision.
But I'm just gonna say this just for people know everything. People looked at other games and some ones that didn't necessarily have stuff or had like just cosmetic stuff. It had the same label, and it was only on, I think, the European store, or I don't know. It was on one store and not the like other region stores, so it might be nothing. But I just want to throw it out there. Then
is it weird for me to feel like even cosmetic would seem super strange in a FromSoft game?
But what you just said was a typical thing, like, oh yeah, Activision. Like some people are like, I saw this coming, but same time it's like we don't know yet.
Yeah. Granted, solid. Yeah.
But I didn't even know what it would be. But him mentioning the coin thing, like they could do that.
I would like to think that FromSoft would. Would have a firm hand on that.
No, that's just been the people have been kind of things like, yes, it's Activision doing it, but at the same time, it's from software developing, and they've stayed far away from that stuff.
I would say, I would definitely not get up in arms yet, because I would think FromSoft can kind of do what they want, and if they're partnering with Activision, I would have to believe it's because they've had these conversations.
Yeah.
And, But I like that Sekiro is kind of distinguishing itself from Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but also it definitely seems like it's keeping that very interesting like risk and reward fight style that FromSoft is known for. And like you said, I could do this, but it's gonna have this consequence. It's gonna have this, and it's like built-in difficulty just in a different form here. And like I'm very interested in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I would probably go back and play Bloodborne before I played this. But maybe, who knows? I mean...
Remember, I have Bloodborne.
Yeah, because Bloodborne the setting of Bloodborne is like awesome to me.
Yeah.
That seems right up my alley. This does too, but I just feel like I need to play Bloodborne at some point.
Yeah.
And I think I would really like that. I should probably play that before this, but there could always be a chance that I just get so
and
drawn up in this.
Sekiro is looking very much more character action driven versus the Souls games, which are more RPG, and Bloodborne's kind of in between.
Yeah, which I do like I like that. Yeah, so I guess this is probably gonna be less about the gear and everything like that.
It seems that way, yeah.
I hope, because that is a little more my speed. But
Speaking of character action games, Devil May Cry 5 got a new trailer and a release date. It is coming March 8th.
Man.
March is filling up.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Some people are going to have trouble like, Devil May Cry 5, Sekiro.
That's me.
Yeah.
yeah.
So in the trailer, we saw Nero doing some crazy fun stuff. We saw some more set pieces and bosses. We saw Nero take his arm off and use it as like a skate hoverboard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this game is exactly what this game needs to be. Like,
and Dante comes at the end on a motorcycle in midair, takes his motorcycle in half, and uses it as a weapon.
Yeah,
and
two
puts it back
giant
together.
swords. Like, you split the motorcycle in half.
I am very interested in this game.
I'm glad.
I Devil May Cry has always been the kind of game I would be into. I just never got into it because for a lot of time it was popular. I didn't really have the consoles for it.
To be honest, and I'll probably do it again, I constantly forget that you didn't play those games because it just seems like you would have played those. It's weird to me that I played all of them and you didn't. That's weird to me.
Question, how's 1 hold up? Because I got it from Twitch Prime for free.
Okay, so...
Probably better than 2, right?
Okay, so 1, don't go in expecting it to be like DMC3 or DMC4. Think of it as a Resident Evil game with hack and slash mechanics. You should be good.
I mean, I was like, it's been a long time since I played them because he just start with 3 or like, I kind of forget what's what, but like I know 2 is not the best. Like 2 is kind of took some weird directions, but I mean, I think I like them all. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not like a DMC expert. I've never played 4. I played 1 and I never beat 3, so it's a series that I need to go back.
I played the first hour of the reboot.
I played all of them except for the reboot. The reboot's the only one I didn't play. Yeah, but it's been a long time.
About it sounds like Devil May Cry's kind of game. I could jump into 5 and be okay.
I mean, story wise, I'm just thinking about mechanics wise. But no, I think this is gonna be just as ridiculous. Yeah, you're gonna be able to jump in and be fine story wise, and it just seems like I'm just looking at this and like this is a game where the people who are making this are having fun making this. The soundtrack is going to be like perfect for what it needs to be.
Just Japanese butt rock, which is what you want.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, like it's in a weird way. Like this type of game has kind of like died off in a lot of ways. Like Bayonetta is coming back a little bit.
Yeah, there's this and Bayonetta, and sometimes Platinum comes up with these things, but they're very hit or miss.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like in a lot of ways, I feel like they've died off because like for a good reason. There's not much you can do, and then there's just a lot of like rapid button mashing and a lot of just like fast combat like this. And I like kind of thought it's something I didn't really need. But the more I like see of this game, and the more I'm like, I think Devil May Cry in 2018 could be super cool.
Yeah,
because I think the gameplay mechanics, like in modern game design, could be like could actually like we could see like a lot of improvements with it, and it excites me.
Yeah,
especially this game looks way better than it even needed to.
Yeah,
I've been saying that since the E3 thing or whatever. Like as soon as it came up, I was like, oh, wait, why does this look so good? I was like, this did not have to look this good, and I would have been okay.
Just the battles, the boss designs, it's just crazy. The set pieces, they all just look incredible. And yeah, just, we'll talk, we're going to see what else gets dated for around March and stuff, but depending how I am in Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts, this is a possibility for me to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think these games kind of died off because it's really, there's normal people who play these games, and there's people who really get into these games, and then you're playing the real game where you're getting S rank on everything, you're doing combo strings and that sort of stuff.
Right. I'm somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's like two different worlds, and I feel like a lot of people weren't too warm to that kind of gameplay at some point.
Right.
During like the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah. There was just definitely a time where that was hot, even like God of War to a point with the like just very fast, flashy combos and action game like
The
that.
Metal Gear Rising came at the wrong time.
It did. It's a really good game.
Yeah. I also want to play Bayonetta. I want to play Bayonetta 2. I mean, I played first Bayonetta, but I really want to play Bayonetta 2. Like, what are the odds that Bayonetta just jumps in Devil May Cry at the end or something? It's just like, oh, it's been a crossover this whole time.
I believe it.
It would be that would be so hype. Like, I would be so down for that.
Man, that'd have to go for a lot of
I know.
Depending how they do it, Nintendo.
But, like, and I feel like both of those, it was like, I don't think people would be like, no, you're ruining the lore. Who cares?
Just
do it. Just do it. Just do it. It would be awesome.
Sorry, you might get that in the Smash trailer. We'll see. They're rumors.
We'll see.
Not big rumors, but they're there. Okay, next thing. This is a big one. Life is Strange 2. We got that trailer.
Yes. And you can check out me and Jeff's Spoilercast for the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit is now up on our YouTube channel and the Nerds at Large Spoilercast podcast feed.
Yeah, which is the demo to this game.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Free. You have no excuse.
And like a little over an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Very short.
What you think about this trailer, Jeffrey?
I enjoyed it. A lot of people complain that it didn't tell much, and
I don't want them to tell much. Yeah.
Like, especially since a lot of what's in there is probably gonna be from the first episode, and I don't want them to show me like the whole episode,
right?
Like, the whole plot for the episode. And said I called it. I mean, a lot of people did too. That you'd be playing as the brothers or one of them.
Yeah, and
they would have the powers.
Yeah.
Like, interesting is days like we don't know exactly what the powers are and all that kind of stuff.
I kind of like the hands-off approach that they've been taking to life to this whole season. The fact that they waited a long time to like really show you what it is, and even now there's like a lot of mystery. They're treating, like, I think I've said this multiple times, but they're treating Life Strange 2 like it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's a smart way, because I think it kind of is. Like, Life is Strange had sold a lot and has a very, very dedicated fan base. And I think it serves this game well to be very kind of mysterious when, like, just show a little bit, get people excited about
it. And I appreciate we kind of got, like, the real debut trailer a month before the game comes out.
It's cool. Yeah. It's cool that
or the first episode.
This game is imminent. It's awesome. Man.
And we will play it, and we will talk about it. We'll try to do better than before the storm.
But, I like the concept of it. I think I might like the premise of it more than the first season.
Yeah. I like that it's different. Like, it's different, but it still seems like it kind of has this, like, a lot of the same vibes and themes of, like, young people, like, going through strife. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, there's different relationships going here with the, like, older brother, younger brother thing versus the other one, which was more of, like, a friend and your other friend who's, like, going through family problems and stuff. They're both relatable, just in it's a different thing. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this trailer, it's about two brothers who accidentally kill a police officer.
It's deep. That's heavy.
And I saw in I think summary that Don't Nod put up that the police officer killed their dad.
Okay.
Jeez.
In that confrontation, I think that's right.
Yeah, but anyways, they accidentally kill him with some sort of,
power. We don't know what exactly it is.
Magical powers.
Yeah.
Or supernatural powers, I should say. And then they're like on the run to Mexico.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool concept for a game.
And it's heavy. It's heavy right out the gate. And I kind of like that.
It's very interesting reading the impressions to this trailer. Just for different reasons, people seem to be kind of split on this for various reasons. Like, for one thing, that the fact it's not in a school setting.
Yeah.
It's not. Max and Chloe is also one thing. I'm on the thing like their story's done.
Yeah, totally.
We don't need to see them ever again.
That is prime. Like, you would be weakening their story by continuing it, I think.
Well, also they're releasing like a comic for the Chloe is Bay ending, which that's fine.
Yeah, I might even check out. I mean, if the art is good enough and stuff,
and stuff like that, and it being on the road and it being on a whole bunch, so that means we'll get a bunch of different set pieces because people like Life is Strange because you have to know the characters, which I get that more than most of the other things people are kind of worried about, but we just got to see. There might be some characters on the way that are there for a little bit. We just need to see.
No, I like, until they prove me wrong, like, I'm just assuming that Don't Nod knows what they're doing with this. So.
Well, at least with Life is Strange. The other ones...
Yeah, or the Life is Strange team,
They're like Supermass.
Yeah.
Kind.
Yeah, they have a lot going on. They have a lot going on.
But as far as Life is Strange goes, I've had nothing to complain about. I know they didn't they didn't make Before the Storm, but obviously had some, you know,
it's still their world, and they, you know, a lot, like, yeah, I'm sure they had things to do with it, and Before the Storm was, like, way better than it had any right to be. It's like, yeah, I'm excited for this.
I'll be getting Life is Strange stuff until they prove, they disappoint me.
Yep.
Okay.
So close.
Next thing, which might be a quicker thing. Well, speaking of Donut, we got a new trailer for Twin Mirror, and there's some gameplay, I think, as well.
Okay.
Okay. Did you watch this one, Darby?
Don't know.
Do you remember what even this game is?
How about you guys? Just
I forgot what this game was, and I watched the new trailer, and I still don't remember what this game was.
The Donut trailer is like a murder mystery thing where. I think if I remember right from the initial trailer, the guy, I can't remember the main character's name, I can't remember what his name was, he woke up and like someone was dead and it made like he did it. And in this trailer, the name Twin Mirror kind of gets his own thing. It shows he has like a separate personality or something. And then has a bunch of little artsy stuff going on.
Yeah, but this separate personality is the goofiest looking character I've seen in a while. Like, he's like... You know, horn-rimmed glasses and, like, checkered suit. He looks like he stepped out of We Happy Few.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
so he screams psychopath.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we haven't seen much of him. There's gameplay out there that we can, you know, watch people. They can watch if they want to.
Right.
So, I'm curious about this game. It's Donut, you know, so at least have some interest. Donut's a thing, like, obviously, like in Strays. The other things, like, I like their ideas.
Yeah.
Like, all their ideas interest me. I need to see them completely nail something that's not Life is Strange.
Right.
Because, remember me, I didn't play it. The idea, cool.
I was, like, really stoked for Remember Me just conceptually, and I still wonder if I would get some enjoyment out of it. I never actually played it. I just heard a bunch about it.
Vampire idea, cool. Kind of mixed reviews, like Swimming in Sevens.
And I don't know about Don't Nod. These might be like separate teams. I really don't know.
Well, they obviously are. They're pumping out all these games.
But I wonder how separate. Because, I mean, they probably trade people on and off. But, yeah.
So, I'm curious.
Yes.
I like the general idea and the potential of this, but we need to see. Okay, next thing. We got a new Overwatch short that was focusing on Diva.
Not much to like say about it. Whatever. Just go watch it because it's super good.
Yeah. And we got a new Busan map. I don't know how to pronounce it, which is...
It's like Diva's home.
Yeah, focusing on Diva. You can go into her like workshop. You can see all her different suits. There's a Dance Revolution.
There's a karaoke bar.
Or karaoke where apparently Reinhardt can go in there and sing.
Cool.
It's nice.
So Overwatch.
I love this game. I just love that they keep that. I've always been playing it on and off, but I'm definitely on a kick right now.
I had no idea. I was surprised to see it was Diva.
I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't happened yet.
It was kind of sure. It's Diva. I'm surprised. Then I thought, well, I guess I'm surprised this hasn't happened.
It's not surprising to me. It's more surprising that it hasn't happened.
I guess it probably happens. Like, well, I gotta do this at some point. I guess. Diva maybe arguably the most popular character in there.
Diva and Tracer, the most iconic, probably.
Yeah, I went to the Comic-Con here in Columbia, South Carolina. As far as cosplay go, I saw probably about 10 Divas.
There's a lot,
and then a bunch of My Hero Academia. Those were by far the two most common things. And My Hero Academia was just a bunch of different characters.
Right.
But Diva was the most in character there.
Lots of Diva merch and stuff there, too. Yeah. Also, it's just like Blizzard's animations for everything they do is absurdly good. It's just like, it kind of like makes no sense how much money and time must be put into these things just for like little things to do for their games, which is also like, did you see I don't really care about it, but did you see the Battle of Azeroth trailer?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's super, super cool. And I kind of like hope that Blizzard wasn't scared out of doing movies because of Warcraft. Like, I feel like if you got better writers, like you have the animation, just hire good writers, and I feel like you could do an Overwatch movie. You have a team of people that so many people care about because you've spent, if you're Olivia, 300 plus hours on it and stuff. Me, 100 plus hours.
I think at this point, it's safe to say, correct me if there's something else. I think that's like her favorite just franchise in general.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Just,
I don't know. Like, It could also, I could see it being very bad. It's just like that animation is so good and those characters are so
I was saying the shorts are cool, but I think part of the reason is they're just shorts.
They might work as
like
shorts.
The story thing is like the animation would be cool. We'd get some cool fight scenes, I think, but the story we would need to see.
Yeah, I think it could work as like a 12 episode season or something.
That could be cool too.
Because if it's going to be a movie, it's got to be live action, and no one wants to see.
That's not what I'm saying.
No one wants to see live action Roadhog or
I do.
The little gremlin man, Junkrat. Yeah, no one wants to see that.
No, if it's
They're
live
other characters they want to see live action.
If it's live action, kick that straight out of here. I'm talking about Blizzard's like animation.
Oh yeah. No, if we're gonna Overwatch just anything that's they did anything expanded from a short, it's gotta be animation or bust.
I don't think they would do that. But also, I think that might be careful what you wish for. I think they're shorts. They work good as shorts. And I'm happy these are happening. They're always a treat to watch.
I'd be interested in if they did more, but if we don't get anything and just get more shorts, cool. Just keep on making the content. Next thing, new Metro Exodus trailer.
Looks cool. Didn't show much of it, but it's kind of like remember this game exists, and I'm glad that
Zombie Bear.
It seems like this game's going for like a lot of different things, and I hope they all like coalesce. But I'm super interested. Like the world looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has that this had a very horror theme to it, but there's been a lot of the monsters just look awesome, and the gunplay. I like those kind of linear story based shooters.
Yeah,
I don't feel like we get them all that often.
They're getting more though.
Yeah, I've never played Metro, but I know it's a shooter, but it's also a very horror type shooter, and that works when you're in the metro of Moscow. And I think this trailer was showing we can still have that horror vibe even when we're in the outdoors in the countryside.
So, great,
pretty cool.
Dope.
Really cool. Very, very. There's a decent chance I get this game at some point one day.
And you guys mentioned when we watched the trailer that out of those very 20-second games, those are the ones you both said if you're gonna get one to play that. I agree. That Metro looks like the most interesting out of the bunch.
Yeah.
To me, I know people can make a case for Anthem for sure, and I would understand. Next thing,
get out of here, Days Gone. Jeff gives you no respect.
Who does though? We lost that Sony deal, Darby.
Yep, we're done.
Okay, we got a new Shenmue 3 trailer, and we got a release date. August 27th, tomorrow. No, August 27th, 2019.
I like that they're honest, and it's a full year away at the earliest.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
are you a Shenmue guy at all?
I mean, I've never played them, but I'm interested.
If any of our friends
would have the collection for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick,
$30.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick it up. I'll try it out.
I've definitely seen a piece of video game history.
Yeah, I've seen stuff where the Easy Allies streamed it in a group stream. I feel like they just did that because Huber.
Yeah.
But I look at it I get it for the time, but I look at it I have trouble thinking this holds up, and I'm watching the trailer, I'm this feels like this is not the 20-year jump this thing would need / people would necessarily want. Right. At least visually.
I was fine with the way it looked. It fits with that old art style it had going on there in the first two games, but I'm not expecting this game to be jaw-droppingly gorgeous. But I was fine with it. And again, I've never played these games, so I don't really have
it's kind of just watching them play Shimmer and just me seeing in general, this must have been mind-blowing when it came out 20 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't seem like one of those. There's certain games that were mind-blowing back in the day, and you can still play them now. And even though things have improved since then or whatever, you can still kind of get enjoyment out of this. Because this was the reason why this was mind-blowing was you had not really had this open-world exploration thing like this, and the graphics and everything or whatever. But it's so focused on that, and all of those aspects have been done so many times and so much better since then. It's hard. It's hard. But at the same time, I kind of feel like both of these things, the releases, remasters, whatever, and 3, neither of those are for people who are not Shenmue fans.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get certain people, but I think they're for Shenmue fans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Yakuza fan, and knowing that Shenmue is a predecessor to Yakuza does make me interested in it, and that's why I would consider picking it up and trying it out.
No. $30 for both games.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay. Next thing. One of the weirder stories in this thing. Saints Row 3 is heading to Switch.
Super weird. I'd be like,
why?
Like this is so
because Saints Row 3 is by far the favorite, and people will rebuy it to have it on.
It's just timing wise very random. Just because Saints Row
Plus,
just came out a while ago, and I don't feel like people are talking about Saints Row right now. It just kind of, I mean, it's cool, great, but it's just random.
Now, I just had a thought. I know it's not completely the same level, but this is then a Grand Theft Auto kind of like game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Again, it's not to the level like Grand Theft Auto 5, obviously, but people really like this game and its goofiness.
And they got there before
exactly.
GTA 5, if GTA 5 does come. I mean, like, I really loved Saints Row 3 when I played it. I have no clue if I would love it now because my sense of humor and a lot of things about me have changed since then.
Yeah.
This game might be horrible if I replayed it, but I have a lot of fond memories of it, and I'm sure they'll get some nostalgia grabs. And I could see this being a sign that, especially with how poorly Agents of Mayhem did, we might have a new Saints Row coming.
True. This could just be a test of, hey, do we put that Saints Row on
I
the
would
Switch?
legitimately be shocked if they're not working on a Saints Row right now. Like, I would be pretty surprised. Yeah. I don't think it's coming soon, but I would be shocked if that's not in the works.
It's just weird that it's 3 and not 4 or Get Out of Hell.
I don't know if that's weird, because 3 is definitively the one that people go to. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was 2.
No.
Really?
2, because 2 was still back when it was a lot
1
less
and 2 are like straight up Grand Theft Auto clubs.
Like, 3 is
with slightly goofier.
3 is when they like completely embraced the goofiness, and it kind of separated them from GTA.
And then 4, a lot of people think it went too goofy. So
I just think like mechanically and pacing 4 was not good.
I mean, I've never played these games, so I don't know. But I heard 2 was like that perfect blend of goofy, but not too goofy.
It might be I think I've seen some people do that, but the popular opinion for what I've seen, it's like,
I don't know.
I think it's one of those that like the hardcore fans or whatever, and probably a lot of them like 2, and they're like they think that 3 just was probably like pandering to people or whatever, and was like getting too goofy. Because I could see the people who stand by 2 a lot, but popularity wise, it has to be 3.
Yeah. Just to give you an example, since then, or just kind of the reason for it. Whenever Saints Row was brought up, like when it was, they had Saints Row 7 Agents of Mayhem, and you see Saints Row characters, it's like the kind of design and the color scheme from 3. The purple and the suits and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And I preferred 3 just because it was like, they're embracing what people like, what kind of separates them from GTA, and like just going full into like, this is a comedy game, basically.
Okay, next thing. Ace Combat 7, we got a new trailer and release date. It's coming February 1st.
I'm excited. Actually, I've never played Ace Combat, but this looks really, really fun.
I played the PS2 one.
Yeah. If you get it, please try it on VR. Yeah,
I mean, this game looks... I don't really know anything about Ace Combat, but this seems to be a blend of very realistic, setting and graphics with very Japanese writing, which is something that I love.
Great melding of those two.
I don't know much about Ace Combat, but I think I saw the opinions from this trailer. It was more story heavy than people are used to.
Yeah,
it was like
it kind of seems like it's making it more of a video game, and less of just a
simulator.
Sim.
Yeah. As far as simulators go, airplanes I think are pretty fun.
Yeah. So I know people are excited. Right, next thing, Black Sad Under the Skin. Debut trailer came out. And it's coming on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Steam next year. Let's see. This is we don't know what kind of game it is. I don't know if we saw it, but it's a bunch of animal people.
Yeah, very Zootopia, I guess.
Nice little cat detective or whatever. It's based off a comic.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Graphic novel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like The Wolf Among Us, but they're all actually animals.
Yeah. Kind of like how The Wolf Among Us looks more than this.
Yeah.
Just visually.
Yeah, it looks... It's hitting a weird point in, like, the...
It didn't go enough spectrum. Animal. It was like they're a little too man-looking.
Yeah.
It just looks like a man that's wearing a cat skin.
Yeah,
it's kind of strange.
That could be the twist, Darby. You never know.
Under the Skin? What's under the skin?
Oh, yeah.
I think I could pass.
Humans.
I think that's a hard pass.
Next thing, this is going to be a quick thing. Ori announced a Spirits Trial mode, which is pretty much speed trial where you're wasting like ghost version of your friends.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I just want to play Ori.
Yeah. Next thing, Martin's Aces officially announces Diddy Kong, and he is a speed character.
Diddy.
Why isn't he like a control character, whatever it's called, whatever Peach is? Technically. Why isn't he technical? We got enough speed. We need more technical.
Okay.
Diddy, you were the chosen one. I'm disappointed.
Did you see? I logged in for the first time in a long time to Aces, and I got blooper, and I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I like the Aces. They're just like, you know what? Screw it, man. You can play as Chain Chomp. You can play as blooper.
Nice.
I think we'll be able to get Diddy next week.
I love that they're just like,
can you play as a Thwomp?
It's coming.
No, not yet.
You heard it here. It's coming.
No Goombas either. But in Mario Party, you play as Goombas.
Oh, okay. Finally.
Yeah.
Thomp for Smash.
Okay.
It's just all down B's.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep. That's his gimmick. Okay, next thing. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden got a trailer and release date. Is coming December 4th on Smash Day.
Still excited for that game.
Yeah, I'm still excited.
Yeah.
It's one of those things we don't hear about as much, but when I see it and hear about it, I'm like, this.
It's always like, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an XCOM game I can get into more, just the setting and everything.
Yeah.
It's having more fun with it, yeah.
And with that release date, I know Smash is the same day, but Smash is its own special case. I can see myself getting this depending how I feel about other things that are coming out. Like, if I don't get Red Dead, for instance, I hear this is good, the chance I could jump on this.
I missed the release date. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just assumed that was spring 2019.
Nope, it is this year.
That's a pretty good time for it, probably. I mean, well, maybe not, but at least no games around.
Yeah.
December's a weird time with games.
Yeah.
That seems like the spot where games.
And
really
again, I said before, as far as games I know I'm getting after September, there's nothing other than Smash. So there's a kind of decent chance I can get this if it's good.
Into your head and make you buy Red Dead.
We'll see. Okay, next thing. I guess other games I'm interested in. One Piece World Seeker. It is still slated for 2018. Did you actually watch this trailer? I can see this be one you just skipped.
I watched like 10 seconds and I was like, yeah, it looks like One Piece.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
That's all you get. You get 10 seconds from Jacob, Jeff. That's all you get for One Piece.
Yeah. One reason
you get 0 from Darby, so that's a little better.
Maybe as I put this in here is more seeing that I'm excited for this game. We're interested at least. It's an open world One Piece game. The graphics look good and everything. Gameplay seems cool enough, and the story is like it's an original story. It looks cool enough. They're stuck on like a prison island and stuff, and there are a bunch of marine bosses over here fighting, and just bunch of One Piece bosses. The fights look cool and all that kind of stuff. Fan servicing and all that kind of stuff. Okay, next thing. Shadow Tactics devs announced new game called Desperados. Or the Desperados today, I think. Coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, it is a revival of the 2001 game Desperados Wanted Dead or Alive. So, did you guys see this trailer?
I did.
Cowboys.
I don't really know this series. It seems like it's like a tactical, sort of shooter game. Not like like a tactical strategy RPG sort of thing. Which is cool. I mean, we need more Western-themed games. So,
it's probably smart of them to at least maybe they can tail on Red Dead.
Yeah,
You have the Western. Everyone's hyped for Western stuff. If you can just when does it release?
I don't think they said.
Okay.
It was announced during the Gamescom opening thing.
If you can release before Red Dead, do it. Probably not, though.
Probably not. Might have been released, I don't know. Okay. Next thing. Ubisoft revealed The Settlers, the 8th game in the long-running strategy series. It released in fall 2019.
This is super popular in Europe, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's why it was revealed there. And they the way they did it was cool. They had a trailer just, one of those trailers where it was showing the history of it, like going down a timeline and things changing as it goes.
Yeah.
And then they show the new thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely got some people excited.
But the one I'm more interested in,
Biomutant got a new trailer.
Sly Cooper
on steroids.
Yeah, really.
I'm being generous when I say steroids.
No, I'm still very interested in this game. It's obviously still has things to prove, but this is if you don't know, it's kind of you can create your own little raccoon dude, it's like a platformer type thing, but it's
I think they're open world.
Yeah, it's like a
open. I guess it's it's more like 3D platforming type things, but in an open world setting and thing like that. And when I say that, you probably have a vision in your mind of it being very cartoony looking, but it's actually super realistic looking.
Yeah.
There's some
Game looks good.
raccoon fur physics going on.
Yeah.
Yep. You make the fur all different
like,
colors. You can mutate your little raccoon person in a bunch of different ways.
Looks like some pretty cool weapons and different little gadgets and stuff.
And they show off a very interesting little set pieces like climbing mountains and you being in like I think on a hot air balloon or something.
Yeah.
And then you're underwater like a squid thing.
And you're in like a mech.
Yeah, you're in a mech.
Some quirky characters.
Yeah.
Selling some stuff. It was like,
I think Tinkerton was someone's name.
Has a lot of potential with this game. I definitely want to see.
And as far as I know, it's still coming out next year. I think that's right.
Yeah, it's 2019.
So that'll be good. Next thing, Jump Force announced Vegeta from Dragon Ball and Sabo from One Piece as playable characters. Enough with the One Piece characters. Let One Piece announce other franchises.
Says Jeff. That's when you know. That's when you know you're doing too much.
Now I'm fine with that number overall. I hope they stop there. 5 is enough. I want other franchises. This is a crossover.
Oh, we're up to 5 with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
They now steal like in the last like 2 weeks.
Jeez.
As for just One Piece characters. We got like
One Piece
7 characters in the last couple weeks. So
it's a lot of One Piece.
Yep. Next thing, PUBG is leaving Xbox One Early Access on September 4th.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. A Hat in Time it was announced for Switch and a new co-op mode confirmed for the PC version. I don't know the co-op. The way they made it sound, the co-op version might just be for the PC version, which kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's officially coming to Switch after people waiting on it. I'm interested in this game because it's not like a perfect game or anything, but it seems like a solid 8 out of 10 from what I've seen.
It's very much in the style of those like 3D platformers that me and you loved as a kid.
Yeah, like Super Mario and Banjo. It seemed to be more what I wanted Yooka-Laylee to be.
And at home on the Switch, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. So I will be looking out for this game at least. Okay, next thing. Luigi's Mansion 3DS coming October 12th.
I'll wait for the Switch. One that comes out eventually.
Yeah, might be a brand new Luigi's Mansion, but
that's what I'm just assuming that's gonna happen.
Give it to me, Nintendo.
You cowards!
I enjoyed the original Luigi's Mansion. Okay, something Jacob added at the last minute. We got new cinematic gameplay trailers for The Sinking City, an open-world H.P. Lovecraft-inspired horror game by Frogwares. It's releasing March 21st, 2019.
Tough spot.
Yeah, March is now building up, gentlemen.
What do you mean? There's no games coming out in March. I don't.
Yeah, for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Come on, the same day as Sekiro? The day before.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the day before Sekiro.
Well, this was really cool. It's
edged it out. Poor Sekiro.
I've always wanted like open world games to embrace kind of a horror setting. This is doing that. And when they zoom out in the gameplay demos, like the map looks pretty big too.
Yeah.
You're kind of going around.
Jumped around in it.
Yeah, and so there's all these canals, and you're going around on your boat, and it's a detective game because it's made by the people who did the Sherlock Holmes games.
Oh, yeah, right.
So looks pretty cool setting. Looks very European jank sort of AA sort of quality. But
we need more of those kind of games.
Very like it feels like horror and open world are kind of like at odds with each other.
Yeah,
because I feel like the biggest thing that works for horror is you're in this cramped corridor or something where you have to press forward and then you can't, you know what I mean, like it's like I feel like the linearness is kind of like at least the easiest way to do horror. So I'm very interested to see like how if they can keep building that unease and the actual or maybe it's just going to be the unease, like it's less of like jump scares or whatever, but like you know what I mean, it seems like it would be at least harder to do in that.
Wasn't Evil Within kind of open world?
I think it was like connected zones you could explore. But they showed off like I guess what would be a side mission in the game, and where the main character, he goes to the librarian who she's like, yeah, someone broke into my apartment. And this librarian, she's like crazy looking and her lips are sewn shut. So she's like going rah, 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 through like the stitches and just like ugh. So I think it's like a creepy atmosphere type of horror, not like scary monster in front of my face.
Yeah.
Which I like that more anyway. I like the
Final Boss Cthulhu, right?
I mean, or Cthulhu like alternate or something like that.
It's super interesting, like just design and like idea.
But unfortunately, it sounds like for us, Devil May Cry and Sekiro might have our attention then.
Yeah. I mean, I expect this to be kind of like Vampire, where it's a good game, good story, probably gameplay's serviceable.
Yeah. And maybe has a more like niche following that really loves it. Yeah,
has like a charm to it.
Are you still planning to write something about this? Okay, you were just sorry.
Well,
whenever I messed that up. Whenever you texted earlier, I thought you were writing something about this. You were adding that to the document.
Well, I mean,
now you have to write something about it.
Well, yeah,
we promise people. Always keep our promises.
I just tease it.
Well, I mean, if you follow like horror game like releases and stuff, there's another Call of Cthulhu game coming out on October 31st.
Yeah.
Which is published by the same. These two games are published by the same studio or publisher or whatever. And there's an interesting story because Frogwares, who's making the Sinking City, used to be making the Call of Cthulhu game, and then it switched. And then Frogwares was like, "Well, we're just going to make our own, H.P. Lovecraft game."
And they ended up just under the same.
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of a weird story. I like to look up at that.
I say we cut the MPD. Okay. Maybe do it next time.
Okay.
All right. And I think that's us. Thank you so much for watching or listening to the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast. Make sure to check out. You can watch me and Jeff play A Way Out in full now on our YouTube channel. The full playthrough of that. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
We really, really enjoyed that game.
We need a Spoilercast for that at some point.
We need to do a Spoilercast for that. That'll be coming at some point, probably. And yeah, we're doing Pokemon Nuzlocke. Jeff's real mad at us about our rule changes, but it's the way it's got to be. And Jacob, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Please join us more. And
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You mean ski?
Ski.